What's up YouTube, back with another video, and today I'm going to go over the flow freelance and how you can use it to get your shooters open as well as use it to break a 3-2 zone. So first I'll go through the description of the freelance and then I'll show all the actions in man defense, then I'll show some of the actions that are really good against breaking the 3-2 zone. So with that being said, let's get into it. So if we read the description, it says best for scoring, point guards, and shooting guards, and the example they give is CJ and Dame. Types of actions you'll see: pick and roll, off screen, and handoffs. And if you look at the spacing, it really won't look like that. It'll look more like this. So you'll have someone at the top and someone on the wing, someone on the elbow, your center in the post, and somebody in the corner. Now on to the positives: quick hitting offense with plenty of options for point guards, shooting guards. That's true. I will also add small forwards in there too, because your small forwards will get a lot of open shots, which is why I subbed in Rodney Hood when I was doing this. And negatives: perimeter based offense, not a lot of interior scoring opportunities. That's true. So this freelance, you'll be taking a lot of jump shots. So if you don't have like guards and small forward that can shoot, this might not be the best freelance. Or if you have a big man that you want to play through, you might want to use something else. Now getting into the actions, this first action will end up being a 3 on the wing. So right here I have the ball with Lillard at the top, and Covington will set a screen from McCollum and he's gonna come up, so I pass him the ball. Now if he's open, you can take the shot, but he wasn't, so I keep the ball with him. I dribble to the middle, and then Nurkic sets the screen for Rodney Hood. Then he comes up to the wing and gets open for a 3. This next action ends up being a corner 3. So again, I have the ball with Lillard at the top. Then CJ is going to receive a screen, come up to the wing, and I pass him the ball. He's not open, so I keep it. I dribble to the middle, and last time I passed it to Hood on the wing, but this time I'm going to pass it to Lillard after he gets a screen from Nurkic, and he's going to go to the corner and get open for a 3. This next action ends up in a corner 3 as well. So again, I have the ball with Lillard at the top. McCollum comes up, he's not open, so I'll keep it. I pass it to Rodney Hood, but this time he's not open, so I just hold it. And then Nurkic will set a screen for McCollum, and then McCollum will run to the corner and get open for a 3. Now, I don't know if I recorded a clip of this, but if we look at this again, when Hood has the ball, you see Nurkic set a screen for McCollum, and I pass it to McCollum. But if you look at the baseline, Covington sets the screen for Lillard, and he goes into the corner as well. So you have another option that you can be on the lookout for. This next action, I end up getting a dunk. So again, I have the ball with Lillard at the top. McCollum receives a screen, comes up to the wing. I pass him the ball, but this time I do a handoff with Lillard and give him the ball back. Then Covington will come up, set a screen for me. I go baseline and then get a dunk. This next action ends up being a 3 at the top. So again, I have the ball with Lillard. I pass it to McCollum, but then I do a handoff and give it back to Lillard. And I go to the corner, but I don't really have a shot, so I wait, and Rodney Hood will run through 2 screens, come up to the top, and get open for a 3. This next action ends up being another corner 3. So I have the ball with Lillard at the top, and this time it's Rodney Hood that gets the screen, so I pass it to him. I do a handoff, give it back to Lillard, dribble to the corner, and last time I passed it up to the top, but this time I'm gonna hold, and Nurkic will set a screen for Rodney Hood, and he will go to the opposite corner and get open for a 3. This next action, I end up getting a 3 on the wing. So I have the ball with Lillard at the top. Hood receives a screen, comes up to the wing, but I don't pass it to him. I keep the ball with Lillard, and then he comes and sets the screen for me. Michael Conley falls over, and I get a 3. This next action ends up being a corner 3. So I have the ball with Lillard at the top. Hood receives a screen, comes up, but I don't pass it to him. I keep it, and he sets the screen for me. Then Nurkic will set a screen for McCollum along the baseline. McCollum will go to the corner and get open for a 3. This next action ends up being a corner 3 as well. So I have the ball with Lillard. McCollum comes up, but I don't pass him the ball. I keep it. And last time I passed it to this close corner, but this time I'm going to wait for Nurkic to set the screen for McCollum and then pass it to McCollum in the far corner and get a 3. Now I'm gonna get into some of the wing actions, and this first one ends up being a 3 at the top of the key. So I bring the ball up with Lillard, but instead of going to the middle, I go to the wing, and Covington sets the screen for Rodney Hood, but then both Hood and Covington set screens for McCollum, and McCollum comes up to the top and gets open for a 3. This next one ends up being a 3 on the wing. So again, I bring the ball up with Lillard on the wing. Nurkic sets a screen for Hood, and then both Hood and Nurkic set screens for McCollum. But this time McCollum's not open, so I hold the ball, and Nurkic sets a screen for Hood, and then Hood comes up to the wing and gets open for a 3. This next one ends up being a 3 at the top, so I have the ball with Lillard on the wing, then Covington sets a screen for McCollum, and then he'll screen him again, and McCollum will come up to the top and get open for a 3. This next one, I end up scoring in the post. So I have the ball with Lillard on the wing. Nurkic sets the screen for McCollum, and then he screens him again. And notice how the defense switched it. So Nurkic sets the screen for Hood, but Hood doesn't get open. So that switch ends up haunting them because now Mitchell is on Nurkic. So I give it to him in the post, and I back him down, drop step, get a layup. This last action ends up being a lob. So I have the ball with Lillard on the wing, and Nurkic sets a screen for McCollum, and then he sets another one, but this time McCollum is not open. So I hold, and then the Freelance goes into a pick and roll with Nurkic and throw him a lob. Now, getting into the actions that can break a zone, it's just basically the actions that end up in a corner 3. So in a 3-2 zone, the corners are pretty vulnerable, and so you want to attack the corner. And this Freelance has a lot of corner 3 opportunities. Now, with that being said, I practiced this against the computer, and even though it's on Hall of Fame, the computer is still not very smart, and they don't know how to play zone. Like, they will leave people wide open. So if you're playing against a person that's constantly keeping everybody in the right place, it can still work, but I don't really know the level of effectiveness because I haven't played against anybody with this yet playing zone. So I'm pretty sure it can work, but like I said, I haven't experienced this firsthand. So right here, I have the ball with Lillard at the top, and the computer leaves McCollum wide open in the corner. So I could just pass it to him and get a shot, but let's just pretend that you're playing against somebody and they have enough sense to switch over to Bogdanovich and guard the corner. So I let the Freelance run, and I don't pass it because now that the computer is in zone, there's always going to be like someone there, and like the screen doesn't always hit them. So that pass can be a little more risky now, even though you can still make it depending on the situation. But right here, I decide to keep the ball, and I'll wait until McCollum comes set me the screen. And as I do that, Rodney Hood runs baseline through a screen, and he gets wide open for a 3 in the corner. Now, even if the person stays on Bogdanovich the whole time, you can still score off this action because once McCollum leaves the corner, he'll probably go back down to the post and guard Covington because you don't want to give up a wide open layup. And as Hood comes through the baseline, he might just A, not know what's going on and leave him open on accident, B, get stuck on the screen and still give up the 3, or C, actually get out to defend it, but McCollum will be open on the other side, and it'll be almost impossible for him to get out on Rodney Hood then switch to another player to get out on McCollum in the other corner. And in this one, I actually do pass it to McCollum in that far corner, and I get a 3. So Lillard has the ball at the top, I keep it and wait for the screen, and even though Hood is wide open, I could pass him the ball, but I throw it to McCollum in the far corner instead, and I end up with an open 3 again. In this example, Lillard ends up getting a 3, so throw it the ball at the top, and then this time I actually do pass it and dribble to the middle with McCollum, and then Covington sets the screen for Lillard. He goes into the corner, and Gobert is nowhere to be found, so I get a wide open 3. And in this example, I have the ball with Lillard, then McCollum comes up and I pass it to him right here. And I keep the ball with McCollum, I pass it over to Hood, and just like the first option, I have Lillard in the close corner and McCollum in the far corner, and I decide to pass it to McCollum and I get a 3. And in this last one, I have the ball with Lillard at the top. McCollum comes up, I pass him the ball, but then I do a handoff to Lillard and I dribble into the corner. And I actually didn't expect them to play it this well. They actually could have trapped me right here, but they don't. And I just wait and I kind of throw a risky pass to McCollum in the far corner, but it works out. That should be open like quite a bit, but there may be times where that pass actually does get stolen, but I end up getting a 3 out of it. So my thoughts on this Freelance is it's pretty good. I used to use it quite a bit, and if you have a lot of shooters, this is a very good Freelance to run. I can also see it being very useful in my team. And as far as against the 3-2 zone, like I said, the computer doesn't do a good job at playing a 3-2. They play the 2-3 a lot better, but still not as good as like you would think. And if you play against someone using 3-2 zone, let me know if this actually worked for you, because I haven't played against a person using 3-2, so I haven't tried it against a person yet. But I'm still confident that it can work, especially the options where you have a player in both corners, because it could be really hard to get out and defend one corner and then switch to another player to go and defend the other corner. So that's pretty much it for the video. And if you're interested in more videos like this, I have a playlist that you could check out. I also do playbook videos as well. I also have a Trailblazers playbook coming out in the next couple days too. So I hope this helped you. Thanks for watching and stay tuned for more content.